Hello everyone, and thank you for joining the Milton Number 10 Catholic Elementary School Boundary Review Virtual Public Information Meeting. My name is Kathy Panzer, a Planning Officer at the Halton Catholic District School Board, and I will be taking you through this public information presentation. In this session, I will cover the School Boundary Review Committee and the members that make up the committee, the school boundary review process, current school accommodation, proposed boundary options, and the next steps. School Boundary Review Committee. This committee is comprised of 2 representatives from St. Scholastica Catholic Elementary School, and board staff have been dedicated to this Boundary Review Committee to provide any assistance that may be required during the review process. What exactly is a school boundary review? It is a process to create and/or alter school attendance areas of a school and/or program within the jurisdiction of the board. The process is guided by Board Policy I-29 School Boundary Review Process and Board Procedure VI-88 School Boundary Review Process. This school boundary review follows New Development Holding Area Administrative Boundary Review Process, Section 4.2. This means that the number of schools involved is lesser or equal to 2. Holding area or new development area previously identified to the community and is now being directed to its designated school. Creation of school attendance areas or boundaries are based on a criteria approach. The 6 criteria are: number 1, optimizing the use of existing school facilities. Number 2, minimizing the use of portable classrooms whenever possible. Number 3, minimizing school boundary adjustments over the long term. Number 4, optimize the cost-effective use of school transportation and maximizing walking to school. Number 5, ensure that classroom organizations are sustainably sized to meet ministry loading requirements and appropriate size to foster an ideal learning environment. And number 6, give due consideration to the concept of a neighborhood and Catholic school community. Why is a boundary review needed? Currently, all elementary students within the Boyne community are being accommodated at St. Scholastica Catholic Elementary School for JK to grade 8. St. Scholastica is nearing site capacity and cannot accommodate future students from the Boyne community. St. Scholastica is projected to exceed site capacity by 2022 due to the development pressures and the expanding French immersion program. On July 23, 2020, the Ministry of Education approved funding for Milton Number 10 Catholic Elementary School. Staff is proceeding with municipal approvals, and the school is currently under construction and is anticipated to be ready for the 2022-23 school year. A school boundary review is required to establish boundaries for the new school and to address accommodation pressures at St. Scholastica. However, even though the Milton Number 10 Catholic Elementary School building is expected to be complete for February 2022, it will be used as a holding school for the new St. Kateri Tekakwitha Catholic Secondary School, formerly known as Milton Number 3, until the secondary school building is complete. Due to accommodation pressures at St. Scholastica in the 2022-23 school year, JK to grade 7 students in the Milton Number 10 catchment, once established, may need to be separated from St. Scholastica and directed to a holding school temporarily for the year. In 2023-24, elementary students, including grade 8s, will be directed to Milton Number 10 once the St. Kateri Tekakwitha students transfer to the new secondary school building. These students may be held temporarily at another facility. If Milton Number 9 Catholic Elementary School becomes available in the 2022-23 school year, that facility may be used to hold Milton Number 10 students until the Milton Number 10 facility becomes available. The board is awaiting funding announcements from the Ministry of Education for Milton Number 9. On March 16, 2021, the Board of Trustees approved the motion to undertake the expansion of the French immersion program by satisfying all registrations annually in each region each year starting in 2022-23 school year. As a response to the above concerns, a separate boundary review is underway to establish boundaries to accommodate an expanded French immersion program in Milton. Therefore, Milton number 10 elementary boundary review will only review regular track boundaries. Now, let's have a look at the current English boundaries. Based on school boundaries for the current school year, the entire Boyne community is directed to St. Scholastica Catholic Elementary School. Also, please note, as per the 2021 Long-Term Capital Plan, there are 3 proposed elementary schools in the Boyne community. The anticipated opening of these schools are Milton number 10 in 2022-23 school year, Milton number 9 in 2022 and 23 school year as well, and Milton number 11 in the 2024-25 school year. Please keep in mind timing of capital project completions are dependent on funding and approvals from the Ministries of Education, site acquisition and preparation, and municipal planning processes and permits. Therefore, these dates are only targets and subject to change. In terms of enrollment for St. Scholastica, please refer to the graph. The school enrollment is illustrated over time with the bars. The gray dashed line represents the functional building capacity, which is the brick and mortars, and the red dashed line represents the total site capacity, which also includes portables. St. Scholastica already requires portables and will exceed site capacity in the 2022-23 school year. This leads us to the proposed school accommodations. On June 22, 2021, the School Boundary Review Committee met virtually and reviewed the current school boundaries and several proposed school boundaries for the Boyne community. The committee moved to present option number 1 and option number 2 to the community for feedback. In option 1, starting the 2022-23 school year, students in grades JK to 7 residing east of Regional Road 25 will be directed to the new Milton School, and existing grade 8 students will be grandfathered at St. Scholastica. A grade 8 class will be added to Milton number 10 the following year. Please note, the Town of Milton staff indicated the construction of the Whitlock Avenue Bridge across 60 Mile Creek is expected to be completed by fall of 2022. This will provide a direct pedestrian link between B50 study area and Milton number 10. Note that timing is anticipated and is subject to change without notice. In this option, St. Scholastica will require portables in the 2021-22 school year and exceed site capacity the following year. Milton number 9 will be required by the 2022-23 school year. Also, the Milton Catholic Elementary Boundary Review to accommodate French immersion expansion that is currently underway will help alleviate some enrollment pressures at St. Scholastica. Milton number 10 will require portables in the 2025-26 school year and exceed site capacity in the 26-27 school year. Staff expect the opening of Milton number 11 to address accommodation pressures at that point. In option 2, starting the 2022-23 school year, students in grades JK to 7 residing east of 60 Mile Creek will be directed to the new Milton 10 school, and existing grade 8 students will be grandfathered at St. Scholastica. Again, the grade 8 class will be added to Milton number 10 the following year. The main difference between the two options is in option number 1, St. Scholastica existing boundary is split along Regional Road 25 and students east of Regional Road 25 are directed to Milton 10. In option 2, the split between the two schools is 60 Mile Creek. In option number 2, St. Scholastica will require portables in the 2021-22 school year and exceed site capacity the following year. Milton number 9 will be required by the 2022-23 school year. The Milton Catholic Elementary Boundary Review to accommodate French immersion expansion that is currently underway will help alleviate some enrollment pressures at St. Scholastica. Milton number 10 will require portables in the 2025-26 school year and exceed site capacity in the 2026-27 school year. Again, staff expect the opening of Milton number 11 to address accommodation pressures at that point. The next steps. There will be an opportunity for the community and members of the public to provide feedback on the school boundary review preferred options. This survey will need to be completed by the end of day on September 23, 2021. And you will also be able to submit questions via a link from the virtual public information meeting webpage. All the boundary review materials will be posted on our website and can be accessed at schoolplanning.hcdsb.org. To stay up to date, please subscribe for updates and news and let your community know about the website and how to keep informed. The School Boundary Review Committee schedule is as follows. We already had our School Boundary Review Working Meeting number 1 on June 22nd. The School Boundary Review Working Meeting number 2 was scheduled for July 14th, but it did not take place as it was deemed unnecessary. This right now is the public information meeting, September 16th. Today, the feedback survey has launched. The deadline for the feedback survey will be 11:59 p.m. on September 23rd. The final School Boundary Review Working Meeting will only take place if needed based on public feedback from the survey. This would be on October 13th. From there, it would go to interim staff report, which would identify the school boundary review recommendation. That will be on November 2nd. There will be an opportunity for public delegations on November 16th. At the same board meeting, the final action report with the school boundary review recommendations will be brought forward. The notifications to school communities will be November 22nd to the 26th. And the new boundaries will be implemented as mentioned on September of 2022. And again, please note this is a tentative schedule and subject to change. This brings the presentation to a close. Thank you and have a great day.